Hey guys, how you doing? Raj here. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a review on a fragrance from Tom Ford's private blend, and it is Noir de Noir. I've been working off a decant which I've had for quite a long time, coming towards the end. I feel in a pretty good place to talk about this fragrance. So it comes in three sizes, as you guys probably know: 50 ml, 100, and a big 250 ml bottle. In terms of notes, you've got saffron, black rose, black truffle, vanilla, patchouli, oud, and tree moss. One thing I find about Noir de Noir is that it's a very rich and luxurious fragrance. It's definitely a statement maker. It's definitely loud. It's in your face if you spray too much. And even if you don't spray that much at all, it's pretty potent. It lasts for a really long time and really jumps off the skin. If you're somebody who likes big, bold fragrances, I think Tom Ford Noir de Noir is definitely the one for you. So it is loud and it is in your face, and I have to be honest, in the opening blast, it's too much for me. It's too much of an explosion of scents. There's too many notes competing with each other, and honestly, they come across as pretty harsh. Now, with some fragrances, I don't mind putting up with a few minutes of a kind of an explosion of scent. I don't mind that. But with Noir de Noir, I mean, it goes on for like an hour of this just a cacophony of notes, and it's really difficult to pick one out. They're all trying to you know, be louder than the other, and it just ends up, to be honest, as a bit of a mess. But the thing is, of course, with any fragrance, you have to let it subside, and when some notes start to die away, and what you're left with is this very thick rose note. It's a fragrance rose. It doesn't really smell like anything authentic to me, which is not a problem. I think Tom Ford often uses a lot of accords, synthetic accords, which are created, which is a creative way of adding something new to a fragrance. And it's in the vein of Black Orchid. It's in the vein of maybe oud wood. You could say this kind of oriental, opulent style fragrance. It's in there with this truffle note, which is kind of mushroomy and wet, similar to Black Orchid. I feel there's definitely some comparisons between these two. As the fragrance starts to develop, you get this mushroominess starts to turn into a kind of smoky, woody, patchouli type note. It's unrelenting, this fragrance. It's always going to give you something strong and powerful with each note. This mushroomy woody effect, I feel, is supported by this moss note, which is in the background. It's a little bit difficult to say that it's exactly you know, a moss, an oak moss or a tree moss, but I have smelt this type of accord before where moss is listed as a note, but I often get it in the base of this fragrance, just in the background, helping to kind of round off this fragrance a little bit better and make it a little bit less harsh. It is alluring at times, and I do enjoy wearing it at times. It's not a fragrance I would like to wear frequently. It's definitely an evening scent. You wouldn't throw on Noir de Noir in a casual situation. It's one of those where, you know, you're dressed up and you're going on a night out, definitely where Noir de Noir comes into its own. And I don't find it, you know, I don't find it deviating too much away from this dark oriental style fragrance. There's maybe a dark chocolate accord in there somewhere, mixing in with the roses, which actually creates something pretty good, which I quite like. It's something that's found in Black Orchid, maybe without the rose. Yeah, you know what? Noir de Noir has its place in the private blend collection, and it's a very popular choice, definitely online anyway. But for me, I have to be honest, it's not really my style. I think in the past I was a lot more experimental with the type of fragrances I tried, and I just wanted to get my nose on everything. And I'm glad I got my nose on this fragrance, and I'm glad I've got a decant and I've worked my way through this one. Definitely one that gets you noticed, and I have received a few compliments and a few comments on this fragrance, mainly because I just think it's so powerful. But my style has changed, and these loud, bombastic fragrances, it's just not for me. It doesn't fit with my personality. That's not who I am. And sometimes, you know, some people could say it's cool to create a contrast between the type of person you are and the fragrance that you wear. Well, I like it to be a bit more of a fit, to be honest, and this just doesn't fit with me. But good fragrance from Tom Ford, trying to be loud, I feel, trying to be noticed a little bit too much, and it's a little bit obvious in its execution. It's kind of loud for the sake of being loud, to be honest. Overall, I'm going to give Tom Ford's Noir de Noir a 7.5 out of 10, which I think is a good score. It's kind of influenced by, you know, my style nowadays, the fact that the opening hour is just a little bit too much, but there are some really good points in this fragrance. But overall, I think 7.5. It's pretty fair. So guys, what are your thoughts on this fragrance, this style? Are there alternatives to this? Rouge Avignon from Phaedon has been mentioned as one, and I see that. I feel that fragrance is a little bit more complex, and I probably like them evenly, but it's your decision. So guys, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Over to you. What do you think about this fragrance? You know, is it one of the best from the private blend line? Or do you agree with anything that I say? Do you disagree with anything that I say? Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you later. See ya.